What up, my devils? Sensei Tudum here with EOS Weekly Update for you. I was going to table this for the week, but I decided to go ahead and go through with it just because I'm working up some stuff for the members. Going to do a full crypto market analysis for them and a new training video on probability and risk to reward. But, I figured I'd take a little break from that and go ahead and pump this update out for the Twitter, YouTube folks real quick. So where we left off last week is that I had the 4 in at the time of the recording. And I said at that time of the recording, it wasn't the best time to do a recording because we were at a bit of a tenuous spot. And we did continue down. We damn near violated, but we did not. And I said in the comments when somebody asked me if it kept going down, what would I say? And I said it would still be in the wave 4. And it turns out it was. I'm going to go ahead and roll with this count as I think that we do have an expanded diagonal. We've got a nice strong A out and then a B that is also a C that looks like it's also itself an expanding diagonal, which means to me we should get a pretty sharp retracement when we do retrace. Let's see what we got here. We haven't quite made 1-to-1 the A to C. Haven't quite gotten there, but we have made the top channel of the expanded diagonal. Let's check this one here. And I haven't gone in and counted this little expanded diag, but seems pretty blatantly obvious to me. We haven't met the channel on that one either. So we could get up here to the 1-to-1, and then what do we expect after? A pretty swift retracement, right? Now, that doesn't mean that this wave 4 that I have marked on the chart will be fully swift. We could get a flat, we could get a whatever, but the first leg will, at least you would expect, be pretty swift. And because it's it's not a leading diagonal, it's an ending diagonal, you would probably expect to swiftly retrace just about the length of that diagonal, which might freak some people out. But where do you expect a wave 4 to end around wave, the terminus of wave 4 of 1 lesser degree? Around here, right? And what's the high probability retracement zone for a wave 4? Between 50 and 382 and 50, yeah? Let's go ahead and just put it at this 1-to-1, assuming we might make it. So right around that same area, right? So I'm going to say that we're going to come down, and we're going to have a nice little 50% retracement of the wave 3. And then what happens next? This is just, obviously we're working on probabilities here, guys. What happens next? Well, if this count is correct, and that is a wave 3, well, wave 3 would have been, let's check it to 1. This is your wave 1 here. And this is your wave 2. So you pull 1 high to up, 1 low, 1 high, 2 low. 1-to-1 is there, so it's not 1-to-1. Let's check 1618. It's not 1618 because that's off the screen. Let's check 1272. Boom. It'll be a little higher, potentially, than 1272. So that brings up an important note, is that typically in a very bull or very bear market in crypto, what I notice is that if you get a wave 3, and this is just a old Sensei Toot observation, this is not official from anyone other than me officially, and this is observations. I don't have any empirical evidence collected on this, but typically what I notice is that a not clearly extended wave 3, though it is longer than wave 1 in a very bull or bear crypto market, is usually followed by an extended 5th wave. So if that were to happen, where would we go? Let's zoom out some more. So, oops. Where are our high probability relationships for an extended 5th? 1-to-1, 0-to-3, right? So if we just go up to where we think that the 5th of the 3rd will end, and then where we potentially think it'll end, where does that take us? It takes us right up here to 887, 885-ish. And then you notice we've already got this 3 in that area and this 5 in that area. Why is that? Well, it's a 3618 relationship to this 1, which it appeared we were potentially heading for based on these earlier waves, right? So really not much has changed in these projections. Looks like we could project a little bit higher, although, fibs are rough, but I would say we're in a we're getting a Fibonacci cluster up in this area. So while if this is an ending diagonal for the 5th of the 3rd here, You will get a pretty swift and potentially violent retracement, but and it could, scare out some people, but I would say it's a really good long opportunity. And you're still trading with the trend. I don't care how violently down this comes to start, and it could get super sideways after. But what do we have? We have a really nice binary setup. We have the high probability area for this wave 4 to end. We have this wave 1 that will violate the impulse, right? So what do? You have a binary entry. You set your entry at potentially this 50 to, there, right above this 1. And if you miss it, you miss it, and you buy it on a retrace, whatever. But the dream setup would be to say enter here, stop at violation, and then you can give it a little bit of wick in there, and then go up to the target. And so you could say your target's this 1-to-1, which is 14.28 risk to reward. You got your fib level over here, the little clusters. That's 11.9. Or if you just say, okay, I think I'll hit the median here and I want to be out, still over 10. This is the dream of trading in a crypto bull market, or any really bull market, where you have a nice trend, you have strong moves, binary entries. If you get stopped, you get stopped. But if you take trades like this all day, let's just say it's down to 10-to-1. You can get stopped out 5 times out of 10 and still make a lot of money. So just a nice little setting up here, boys. If we're wrong, we'll address that later, but looks like we should get a swift retracement potentially once this does finish down to this area, big leg up. And who knows how long this might get sideways, but could potentially just be a quick wave 4. Hard to say at this point. Anyway, I do still have this bearish option on the chart. Gotta leave, you gotta have your bearish options. And remember, I never liked this count at all. We had another more bearish option that's much higher, goes much higher, and that's still definitely in play. But this one would be ending here, so we need to address it. Remember, I never liked it because it violates a guideline, and that would be that this X does not break the channel created in this W, right? So, but you got to have your options, and let's be aware of it. But and that's why you're not trading without a stop loss here or anything. But be aware of it, but don't be afraid of it. All right, boys, toot out.